last week on Tuesday or Wednesday.
It would have been, I think it was Wednesday.
Whatever, yeah. But the Obi-Wan series trailer dropped.
That was Wednesday because it was the same day.
Yeah, I think it was Wednesday.
Same day I went and saw Batman.
Yeah, the Obi-Wan trailer dropped, and I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but Star Wars has been rocking it.
I'm so
with
excited.
the TV series lately, so I'm actually really excited. It looks cool. It looks a bit darker, a bit hopeless. I actually heard that Kathleen Kennedy changed quite a few things about it because she thought it was too dark and too hopeless.
Yeah, which
I keep her as far away from Star Wars as can.
Yeah, I kind of have some issues with that, but
I still think
I'm
it's
happy.
I love that. I think that's some place that Star Wars doesn't usually go, and I think it's some place that it should go.
Yeah. Well, you can't do this time period for Obi-Wan and not make it dark. Like, this is the time where he is hopeless. Like, he is broken and beaten down, and, right now, he's got nothing. The only thing he's doing is looking after Luke.
So Luke was how old in that trailer? He looked like he was about...
This is 10 years after
Okay,
Return.
so he's 10.
So he's
10 or 11.
I was going to say, he looked like he was like maybe 7 or 8,
young.
but
He's young.
if it's 10, that makes sense. So, yeah, I had to laugh when I saw the trailer. Obi-Wan had the high ground when he was watching Luke. It's over, Luke. I have the high ground.
I saw, this is a little bit off topic, but I saw it was like a Lego, like little animated thing, and it was Anakin saying, Obi-Wan, why are you so obsessed with Mandalorians? And he's like, they have jetpacks. And then it cuts back to Anakin. He's like, why would that matter? And he's like, portable high ground. And he flies.
He's not wrong.
High ground.
But
It's like the robot chicken.
Yeah.
I have the high ground. High ground.
But no, I'm really excited for it. Obviously, you guys know me. If you've been around here for any length of time, I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Are you?
And so, and especially prequel era.
I don't think so.
And Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan is one of my favorite characters, and so
I think that's one of the best actors for a role ever.
He's
Going
really
back,
good
if you
actor.
go back and rewatch that, I can't imagine any other actor ever playing Obi-Wan.
No, he's honestly a really good actor.
He is the perfect person for that role.
Oh, you did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
It's like Will Ferrell in Elf. Like, no one else could pull that off.
Yeah. But
We'll never know because they were that character.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I know what you mean.
But it's
You did a good job.
It's actually funny you say that because I remember watching some behind the scenes stuff of them casting the young Obi-Wan for Phantom Menace, and one of the things they did was kind of look at faces and try to get similar features, and they did a kind of comp over the face and so they could see over the top of each other.
Oh, for Alec Guinness?
Yeah, and Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor. And there's a point in everybody's face, it's the triangle they call it, to it's kind of the defining features of your face that really shape your face. And it's your nose area. And it his literally lines up almost perfectly to Alec Guinness's. So it's it was pretty cool to see that.
So it makes sense that he would age
and I love how much Carey put into okay, I'm not just playing Obi-Wan, right? I'm also trying to portray this younger Alec Guinness, and he really tried to do that a lot with the prequel movies.
Hello there.
That's cool. So
Hello there.
I mean, Alec Guinness did say that.
he did.
Hello there.
Yep.
It's the same thing. He just brought it back, man.
Yep. So
10 out of 10.
But no, I'm super excited for this show. I'm really excited to see Inquisitors in live action. I think that's really sick. And they got what's his name from Fast and the Furious?
Dom?
No.
King.
Yeah, the guy from Tokyo Drift. I like him a lot. So
Han.
seeing him, Han.
Yeah.
Seeing him as
Solo?
No.
That is kind of funny though. He was Han and
And he died and came back.
he did die. Did he really die though?
He died.
But
Until they decided they wanted more movies.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I'm excited to see Darth Vader again. I know they obviously Hayden Christensen's back. They've confirmed that.
Heck yeah.
That's gonna be sick.
So
Better
excited.
be James Earl Jones' voice.
I'm so excited.
No, I do hope so. I
It
think
better
so.
be.
I mean,
When he takes off his mask or whatever, sure Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
But
If not, though, they have had some pretty solid Vader voices over the years that sound just like him.
Yeah.
But if they can, at least I'd like for them to get James Earl Jones.
Well, I think we all would.
But yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do with that because obviously, you know, if you're going to bring Hayden Christensen back, then he's going to have to be in some capacity. So I'm imagining there's a lot of flashback roles.
probably.
Just because it's going to be hard to show Anakin without, you know, because you can't really take the mask off a ton and stuff.
Yep.
Still can, though.
Yeah, he can, but it's like it has to be in like back to tanks or like his special pods, and he can be out for a little bit if he draws on the power of the Force, but it's not for long at all. So
It wouldn't make sense for the show,
yeah,
really. Just to, I mean, because that's not really Vader,
yeah.
you know.
So
But we'll see. I'm excited. I think it's really cool. I'm excited to find out where they go with it, what they're going to bring into it. Because you know they're going to throw some crap in it. It's going to be crazy.
yeah,
I mean, outside of the stuff they already know is going to happen, you know.
Well, just in the trailer, they show they're still doing the whole execute Order 66. Like, they're still hunting down Jedi.
yeah. That's the whole
the
Inquisitor.
whole
plan.
Inquisitor's
even-
purpose,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, like, even in this trailer, though, like 10 years later, they're
Why you
still
hunt.
showing that and still doing it, which I think is going to be super cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to be
Yeah,
able
that
to see a lot
doesn't stop.
more.
I love how ruthless they are in the trailer. They're like, Jedi can't help themselves, so we're just gonna like torture people and kill him, and just he's gonna eventually have to come out because it's in his nature to help people.
Yeah,
Like,
and
that's
it's
cool.
Obi-Wan's like they're almost like watching this happen. I'm like,
Yeah.
the trailer looks so cool, man.
does.
I watched it a couple times,
Yeah, I
and
did too.
it's funny. You go back, like, you know, you see it the first time, like, okay, this is super cool. Then you watch it again, you're like, oh, I didn't notice that the first time.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh yeah, now that makes sense at the end of the trailer, like why that's there at the beginning. And it's, I don't know, you watch it a few times, you learn a few more things about it. And
the best
you
part of the
figure it
trailer,
out.
Duel of the Fates.
the Duel of the Fates kicks in when it.
yes.
They did
I
that.
was-
They threw that in there just to hype people up.
Oh yeah, and that's
Well,
one of the best songs from any
Awesome.
good,
movie
yeah.
ever.
So I do think it was a big part to hype people up, but I also think it could have some story beats with it too, because the whole
I mean,
point
they'll
of Duel of
go
Fates.
back to it a little bit.
Well,
but
I think the reason I say that is because the Duel of Fates was obviously it's the song for the final battle of the first movie,
Darth
and
Maul
it's
battle.
the Darth Maul battle. But it's also called Duel of Fates because it's literally a duel of Anakin's fate. Because if Qui-Gon would have lived, then it would have been different. And how it ended up is what kind of started the path to him to become Darth Vader or whatever. And so I really think they might do a kind of second Duel of Fates in a way for Luke. And I think that might be what the rematch is, like Obi-Wan versus Vader. And if Vader were to win, he would find out who Luke is earlier, and kind of that idea. That's just a theory, obviously, but I think that could legit happen, because obviously they're going to fight again. But having that importance to it, like maybe if he would have won that fight, because obviously we know what happens in the original trilogy. If he would have won that fight, maybe he would have found out Luke was his son and then took him or something like that.
So, something though that's gonna need to almost be addressed in the show is in 4 when Darth Vader and Obi-Wan fight, when Vader goes, "When I left you, I was a learner. Now I'm the master." That line of dialogue, if they fight again and he leaves him after a fight, would not make any sense anymore.
There actually is some interesting dialogue in the original trilogy that implies they could have met again. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there is some lines and there's some dialogue from Obi-Wan specifically that kind of hints that there might have been another encounter. And that line in general doesn't just discredit there being another encounter. Like they could have still fought again.
But then when he wanted to left him as a learner, if that was the case, I feel like there's not really a way that you could do that without making that line seem weird.
I think it
depends on, I don't know, his own perspective of himself, where he's at and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I think it could work. It'd be fine. But it'd be interesting. Aren't there comics out there now, canon comics, where they meet again?
Oh, that's what Zach says in chat here, too.
There might be.
I'm pretty sure there are.
Yeah. I want to say I've seen something.
Oh, I just...
But,
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know.
but no, they do kind of hint at the idea that there could potentially, it leaves it open at least. It doesn't confirm there was another one, but it definitely leaves it more open with some of the other dialogue in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Maul will be in this series, Zach. I think Maul was originally supposed to be the villain of this series.
Yeah.
But they switched it out for Darth Vader.
Which I like because I thought
why not both?
I thought his end in Rebels
It might be too much.
And honestly, I think his arc in Rebels with Obi-Wan, it was a really good ending for that character.
Yeah.
And that fight with him and Obi-Wan for the last time was beautiful. Like, if you haven't seen it, it's just so well done, and so, like, it really is a love letter to Phantom Menace in a lot of ways, because it's a very, very quick fight. It's like maybe a few frames long, right? Like, it's a few seconds, but it's Maul goes to do the exact same move that he did on Qui-Gon, because Obi-Wan starts off in Qui-Gon's pose, his like stance. So then Maul goes, okay, well, I'll just do what I did last time with this stance and this fighting style. But then Obi-Wan switches he goes to his Clone Wars, like the two fingers behind the back type
Zone
thing.
Style.
But then he realizes that's not me anymore, and he changes to the Alec Guinness pose. And then after that, Maul charges him and basically goes for the headbutt that he does to Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan just cuts him down the middle with the lightsaber and cuts him and kills him. And then like he holds him in his arms, and he's like, Maul realizes in the final moments that like this is something he's protecting, like this is important. And so he's like, is this the one that will avenge us? And he's like, basically, yeah, this is the new hope. Like, this is the last hope the galaxy has. Is who I'm protecting. It's a really, really beautiful scene. So I really think that would take away from that if they added him into this show, because
it just wouldn't make sense.
No, it wouldn't. And I think they have plenty to do in the show anyway that they don't need to meet.
I want them to bring back Jar Jar.
No, you don't.
I want Jar Jar in the show.
I do. I am curious what happened to him afterwards.
They never say what happened to Jar Jar.
There's a Sith Lord.
See, I would love that. Darth Banks, man. Like, let's freaking go. But I want to know what happens. I want to hear him say, "Misa, find your lack of faith disturbing," as he like charges after somebody.
No, that is actually a good. Like, that's generally something that I don't think about it.
Well, he was a counselor after that, right? So I imagine he's dead now.
Might be. Yeah.
I would still love just even a flashback of even his voice, just to be like, "Yep, we still love him." Honestly,
it'd be funny if they showed him dying. They just showed like all the sinners getting wiped out or whatever, and people just would be in love with that because they hate him so much. I really want Qui-Gon to come back, because
like a Force ghost. Or?
Yeah, because
I thought he didn't learn that ability.
No, he was the first one. Yeah. He taught Yoda how to go into the Force, and he taught in turn Obi-Wan as well. Like, one of the things that this, that 20 or 18 or so years that he was on Tatooine looking after Luke was he was training in the Force and was hearing from Qui-Gon to learn the ability to go into the Force after death. And so that's why he was like in that fight with Darth Vader in A New Hope. He's just like, I'm done, like, because my purpose in this body, in this form, is just over. Like, I've served my purpose, and me dying here is it's kind of turns Luke on and like puts him onto the right path.
I could see them throwing in Liam Neeson secretly.
He becomes more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
It makes sense because this is the time where he's communing with Qui-Gon and learning how to do that. Qui-Gon's a sick Jedi. Like, he's not in it a ton because obviously he's only in episode 1 and he dies. But the lore around Qui-Gon, and he is a great Jedi. And the way he viewed a lot of things was very different than the Council did, and so he really butted heads with them a lot. But he's a really sick Jedi, and I do like Liam Neeson a lot. So
yeah,
yep.
It's gonna be really interesting to see what they do with him.
When you think of great Jedi, that's kind of who you think of.
Yeah,
and that's totally different than the normal Jedi Order.
Yep.
Which is good because the normal Jedi Order is pretty dumb.
Yeah, they made a lot of mistakes. They really did. I mean, that's a big reason they fell.
But yeah, I'm really interested. Like I said, they always throw something in. They always give the fans what they want, don't you know? So
yep.
I'm wondering how they're going to tie in. Bet they're going to tie in a bunch of Rebel stuff.
Yeah, they have to. With
they have
all
to.
the Inquisitors, because that's where they came from.
Maybe Fallen Order stuff.
Yeah, I'm interested in that too.
Because I mean, this would kind of be the time. Is this the same time frame? Like, I'm wondering how far
I think
away Cal Kestis is.
I think that's sooner. I don't think it's. I think that's actually I don't know because
Is it sooner?
Because Cal was pretty young when it happened, because in the game he's like a kid, and Order 66 happens, and now he's more of a
You should play that game.
teenager.
Jordan. It's really
It
good.
might be around the same period. I
really
can't remember off the top of my head what they said.
When Order 66 happens, he's like a young Padawan. He's young. He doesn't have his lightsaber yet, right?
Yeah. Well,
he's still learning like force jumps and stuff.
Yeah.
So
actually, I think it's gonna happen. It depends on what we see from some of the other Inquisitors, because that'll help kind of put the time period together. Because if we see, is it the fifth sister or one of the ones that dies in the game Jedi Fallen Order,
who was the former Jedi? That one.
Well, her, and I thought, don't you kill the bigger one? Like
she's the former Jedi.
Yeah, okay.
The main Inquisitor. Is
yeah,
it first
you
sister
kill
or whatever.
her. Yeah.
Well, you don't kill her.
She
was what's her face's Padawan.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm talking about the
big
kinda
yellow
Hulker,
chick.
Yeah.
You kill her.
Yeah.
She was actual Jedi.
Yeah,
former
yeah.
Jedi,
so if they show her like in the trailer, then it'd be before, obviously, because you kill her in that. But I think it is. I want to say it's around the same. It might be a little bit before, though. I think.
I'm wondering if Cal Kestis' era of Inquisitors is like the first or the second.
Yeah, but
section, you know.
There's already a lot of beats to like the game that kind of line up, like the whole, finding the Inquisitors hunting the Jedi down, like that scene of like, we're just gonna torture people until we find them. It's kind of very similar to the opening beats of the game.
I'm assuming that's just kind of their MO, you know.
And I can honestly see them kind of going into that, what they set up at the end of the game, where like, Cal's obviously he's wanting to try to build the Jedi Order up again, or like figure it out
for the other Force sensitives.
And so he could go look for Obi-Wan, and then maybe Cal could show up.
Well, that would make sense for lots of stuff, because everyone's kind of looking for the index of all the Force sensitives.
Yeah,
he has it at that point, right?
Yeah,
or I think it's not destroyed, right?
No, he ends off the game with it. I'm pretty sure.
Well, Vader's looking for that, especially in comics wise, and the whole stuff that goes down with Dr. Aphra and all that. Yeah, that's the whole purpose is him looking for that.
Yep.
So I wonder if we're gonna get some of that.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
I like Cal Kestis.
Cal Kestis is a sick character.
He's dope. I love how they do like PTSD of Order 66 and him overcoming that and becoming a really.
That's a good.
And I love how that whole final battle is amazing, because it's not like.
Don't spoil it since someone hasn't played it.
Yeah,
but
it's downloaded. It's on my computer.
Honestly,
ready to go.
I think you'd like it. It's
I think
a really
you would too.
Good game.
But without saying who or what the final battle's about, it's just like it's really cool. Like, it's not, oh look, I'm at the end of the game, so I'm the super powerful character now, right? Like, it's not,
it shows how you're not.
Yeah, it shows like
how you're still a little
he's
fish.
Still weak.
Oh, that doesn't look good. It's not.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that game's beautiful, and they're probably gonna tie in. I definitely could see it, especially because the guy who does the
he's a real actor, looks exactly like him.
He's a real actor. They based it off of him, and he did
the Joker in Gotham, right?
Yeah,
it's the same guy.
And he's done TV shows. He's in a lot of stuff, so it's very, very plausible. That
Get with it, Coach. Let's go.
It's always a bigger fish.
But
it's true. This just happens to be the biggest fish.
Yeah, but now that'd be sick. I would really be down for that. Because I want to see more of Cal Kestis. Are we getting Fallen Order 2? I thought they confirmed that.
Yeah, they did.
Confirmed 2, so
sick.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Me too.
Wait, they confirmed number 2 or they confirmed 2 more?
No, number 2.
Okay.
Fallen Order 2.
That's what I thought you meant, but you're like, they confirmed 2, and I'm like, okay, so did they confirm 2 more?
2.
Or, okay.
So.
Got you. I wanted to clarify.
In the video game, not a deuce.
Got you.
Yes. But I'm pretty excited. I want to see how they tie in other medias like they have been with the other shows. So
yeah, me too.
I still
That's
need
where I love what I love. So
you guys would be proud of me though. I've watched the first 3 episodes of Mandalorian now.
That's what I hear. Keep going, dude.
Keep going.
Got to go through that.
So what are you thinking so far?
It's
Just
pretty
quick
good.
Thoughts.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good. I liked it. I don't know. There's a few things where I'm just like, that just seems weird to me, I guess.
I'm
But
trying to even remember back to what the first 3 episodes are.
It's really space westerny. The first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very,
And
And
I love
I
that.
do
It's so
too.
good.
like, it's good, but it just seems, I don't know. I'm not gonna complain about it. It's a good story so far, but it doesn't seem like your stereotypical Star Wars like I was expecting.
It's
No,
I
it's
not.
guess.
really not. It's really not.
It's
And
not.
that's throwing me off a little
and,
bit.
and that's what I love about it so much. Like
Yeah,
doing something a little different.
It's pretty cool.
I saw a
like that.
video where there's some girl she was talking. She's like, my roommates and I decided
It's all
to
good,
finally
Coach,
watch
dude.
The Mandalorian. And she goes, we had English subtitles on. And she goes, I just figured they were speaking some weird language, like alien language or something. She goes, we watched the first 2.5 episodes before we finally realized we had it in I think it was like,
Subtitles are different.
no, like the subtitles were English, but they had it like in Indonesian or something like that. It's like the language on their video player got switched. And so they were,
How does that happen?
I don't know, but they watched 2.5 episodes with nothing but subtitles, thinking they were all speaking some weird alien language from Star Wars
Okay.
before they finally
Good job.
realized their mistake.
Galactic Basic is basically English.
Yeah. The
So,
commonplace language.
Yeah, the
So-
alphabet's completely different, but it's how you
The
say
way you
things
talk is the same. Yeah.
Not that like everyone has universal translators.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
exactly.
also true. So,
For the
been
most
20
part.
minutes now on this.